Great. Well, Citibank has a program that will replace it for free. Personally, that's why I always shop with a Citibank card.
Not just MasterCard, Citibank MasterCard.
Is special treatment only for big shots? At Bennigan's, everyone gets it. Now we give you more than monster meals and killer desserts. You get Bennigan's Extra Special Treatment, our new guarantee.
They treat me like a big shot here.
Here you are, Steve.
I'm not, though. I'm Steve Taft.
Everyone gets extra special treatment.
Bennigan's brings more to the table than a great meal.
I'll be back.
There are plenty of reasons to keep a well-stocked medicine cabinet. Maybe you feel a cough coming on, perhaps a headache, or a runny nose, scratchy throat, back pain, sluggishness, sleeplessness.
For all your ills, we've got the tablets, droplets, syrups, ointments, capsules, sprays, powders, and pills. F&M, the good stuff, the right price.
Nausea, athlete's foot, menstrual cramps.
The Detroit Red Wings battle the Chicago Blackhawks live from Joe Louis Arena Tuesday at 7:30. At Fox 50, everybody knows we put sports in your face.
Sharing Together is Fox 50's ongoing effort aimed at exploring and helping to find solutions for some of the problems facing our metropolitan community. And we at F&M have taken personal interest in supporting this effort. Through our support of such fine children's charities as the Variety Club and the Make-A-Wish Foundation, we always try to serve our community as well as our customers. And once in a while, with the help of Fox 50 and the other Sharing Together partners, our company and our associates have a chance to produce programming that actually helps do something about problems, especially problems close to home.
You guys, I have to cut them first.
There's a neighbor on our street whose children keep getting worms. So I can understand, what it feels like to not want your child to go over somebody's house. It's the worm family, and we're the AIDS family.
These are the rules that I've told my kids. You never touch somebody's blood. Don't be blood sisters with anybody or blood brothers. We used to do that when we were kids, prick your finger, rub it on somebody else who's pricked their finger. Your blood brothers, your blood sisters. We better not do that anymore.
My name is Tammy Bacamino, and I've been doing AIDS awareness for the last 5 years in the state of Michigan to make people aware about AIDS. When my child was infected with this disease, I feel a responsibility to clean up the mess I made by getting them infected. I don't want a life without my boys, because they're my dream, and it's something that I did. And I will spend the rest of my life making it up to them.
Everybody make a funny face.
Everybody funny face, funny face. Real funny face.
Make a mean face, master face.
Three, funny face.
Funny face. Make a scary face. I'm making you here.
All right, everybody say, work hard.
Go on, tell the witch what you want for Halloween. Go tell her.
I found out I had AIDS, or the virus, on the birth of my son, Michael, my second son, Michael. And they took blood from the umbilical cord after you give birth, and they use it for a test to grow a baby in for a mother who cannot conceive. And 4 mothers gave birth on that day. They pooled our blood together, and they'll test it for all kinds of diseases, and it came up positive for AIDS. We had to wait a month and a half to find out who in our family was infected and who wasn't infected. It was the hardest part when we had to test my husband and my 2 children. I used to pray every single day and every single night and read the Bible until my brains felt like they were popping out of my head, asking God to just spare my youngest son.
Good job. You want to do this medicine yourself? Show that everybody how you can do your own over, because you're a big boy. This medicine. Stick out. What? What? Stick your tongue out.
When I found out that Michael was infected with AIDS also, I tried to find Brian everywhere. I called everywhere he could possibly be. He was probably out drinking someplace. I didn't know where he was. He had a million bars that he hung out at. And all I remember is putting the kids to bed, going into the shower and turning it on as hot as I could put it on, and just crying and screaming as loud as I can.
It was not a good time in our lives. I definitely had a drinking problem. I didn't care about probably anybody but myself. I went where I wanted to go. I did what I wanted to do, and I didn't care. I didn't care what Tammy thought. I'd leave at 6 in the morning, and if I wanted to come home at midnight, I came home at midnight.
Our house was a crazy house. It was a crazy house for our first year. It was a crazy house. We blamed each other for everything. If he didn't put his shoes away, I would have a screaming fit.
Everybody wants to know who, when, where, and why. How did this come about? We didn't have any answers. Definitely at the time I thought it was me. I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, what did I do? She's probably thinking the same thing. What did I do, or what did she do?
Brian and I met right after I had divorced my first husband. My ex-husband was an IV drug user. I was 20 years old. It was back in 1980. Married a man who came from a prominent family in a nice neighborhood. I had no idea this man was an IV drug user. He was a man that I loved a lot. He did love me a lot. Happened to be an IV drug user. Couldn't just be a drug user. Had to be an IV drug user. Then I ended up leaving him, divorcing him, because he wouldn't stop using drugs. And then I met Brian.
It's not the way the storybook was supposed to be written.
Pipe fitter. What are you doing?
You know, back in the early days, my friends and I were just all boys. We went to work, we worked hard and played hard. Meet different girls and do your thing. Sex was free. You had to worry about gonorrhea, and the worst was herpes. Okay? And nobody knew about this terrible thing of AIDS. It's not supposed to be, wasn't supposed to be a disease for children, married people, okay? And here it hits us. Destruction. I can't even really explain it. It felt like destruction.
What's your name?
Bob.
Bob. Yeah. Nice name. Say I loaned you $1,000. Go ahead. I'm loaning you $1,000. Now, how you want to pay that back? Variable or fixed interest rate?
Fixed.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Well, say I'm going to ask you to invest this money. What would you prefer, a CD or a money market?
Probably a CD.
Oh, well, what would you prefer, 6-month or 36-month?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, well, what if I told you you could get your own personal banker to help you with decisions just like this? Would you say that's a smarter way to bank?
I would think so, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Someone to help along a little bit.
When we first moved in this neighborhood, my strategy was to never talk about AIDS again, for it to be the biggest secret that I could ever keep in my life, just like everybody else was doing out there. I was afraid that if I told my neighbors what Michael and I had, that they wouldn't let their children play with my children, that my children couldn't go over to their house and spend the night, that they couldn't go to birthday parties.
We met Tammy across the street, and I noticed that she had 2 little boys, and as a good mom, I'm always keeping my eye out for somebody for my daughter to work for, so she can get some spending money, so she doesn't hit mom up all the time. And I got to know Tammy. She's a real outgoing person, and I asked her, I said, Danielle babysits all up and down the street. You haven't asked her to babysit. You know, why? And her face got all solemn, and And she said, do you know about us?
I had diarrhea, I had a nervous stomach, I had a headache. And when you have to tell people that are not your relatives, people that you don't love, people on your street that, you know, could destroy your whole lives, it's the scariest thing you'd ever have to go through.
So she told me that she was HIV positive and her son was HIV positive, her youngest son. And I turned to stone. You get hit with news like that, and my first reaction was, my daughter could possibly be babysitting.
I was scared. Scared because it hit so close to home. And it was right across the street, and I would have never guessed. When you're younger, you tend to believe what your friends tell you. And that is that gay people and drug users get it, and they look like they have AIDS. That is the thing that I got, was they looked like they had it. They were all skinny, their eyes were sunken in, and they looked sick, and they acted sick, and they were coughing and always sick. And Tammy's not like that at all. She's one of the most gorgeous people I know.
You guys, I have to cut them first.
At first, it was the scuttle of the neighborhood when Tammy let it out. I worried about it. Your children are your most precious possession. You're not going to send your kid over to someone else's house who's got chicken pox, because I don't care. No, we thought about it. I said, what do I want to do? What measures am I going to take? I am not going to ostracize this person and say, my kids are not going to play with your kids. I'm not going to speak to you. I'm not coming to your house. I thought about it. I said, what can I do?
Come on, Michael.
Jimmy has been cut at Michael's house before. He was bleeding because a rock was thrown at his face. Okay, so he starts bleeding. Tammy panics. I panic. I panic no matter what the situation. She calls me up. She says, Jude, Jimmy's cut. Come down here. I run down. We bring him back. He's fine. But he is bleeding all over our house.
What we have taught the children in this neighborhood, what I've taught my children is so simple, and it's something that should have been taught a long time ago before AIDS even entered the picture, and it's good hygiene.
These are the rules that I've told my kids. Never touch somebody's blood. Don't let anybody touch your blood or your boo-boos. Don't poke your finger. Don't be blood sisters with anybody or blood brothers. We used to do that when we were kids. You know, prick your finger, rub it on somebody else who's pricked their finger. Your blood brothers, your blood sisters. We better not do that anymore. Those are the simple rules. I think it took a lot of adjustment. I think a lot of women were more accepting than men simply because we read more about it, we see more about it. I know myself, I took it upon myself to educate myself, but this is before I found out about Tammy and Michael. The women's magazines, Good Housekeeping, Family Circle, they all ran articles about AIDS. I knew a lot about it. I don't pass it by. The Surgeon General sent out a pamphlet. I read that thoroughly. The U.S. Department of Health, they have the 40-page pamphlet, which I've read from cover to cover. So I know what's going on. I think a lot of people are educating themselves too, including our neighborhood, especially our neighborhood.
Why don't you play statue, where you spin everybody around and wherever they fall, they gotta be a statue?
There's a neighbor on our street whose children keep getting worms. We won't let our children go over there because we don't want our children to get infected with worms. So I can understand, you know, what it feels like to not want your child to go over somebody's house. So it's the worm family and we're the AIDS family.
All right, grab handlebars. Ready?
My children don't think about the fact that Tammy and Michael have AIDS. They don't, it's not something on their list. They think about their spelling test. They think about what they're getting for Christmas. The kids do not pass judgment as quick as the adults either.
I'm only gonna go this fast. I don't want you to fall like last time.
The policy for HIV or any other communicable disease in our school district is that that child must be allowed to come to school as long as they are not communicable.
I had called Mrs. Jensen about a week beforehand to leave messages, to have her call me so that I could get this over with, so that I could finally eat again and stop having diarrhea. And she never called me back because she didn't think it was anything big. She's dealt with all kinds of health problems. When we finally did see her, And she was right when I had told her the information that Michael had a health problem. She was writing something on a paper, and she didn't look up because she thought it was either diabetes or epilepsy. She didn't think it was anything big, nothing they haven't dealt with before. And when I told her HIV, she looked up and she was crying.
Look who I had in school today. Who is this? There's Curious George. He came to visit you in school because he found out that you're making Curious George today.
Tammy's older child, Tony, had been in our preschool and had had Miss Dombrowski as a teacher. I knew Mrs. Dombrowski would be the right teacher for Michael. I also knew that she would panic when I told her this, and she did.
Oh, I was really surprised. I never thought that it was going to be something that I would encounter in teaching. And then one fell on top of the jukebox. Before I could make the decision and feel comfortable with the decision that I was going to make, I wanted to find out everything I could about HIV. What nice monkeys at this table. Are you all good monkeys? I needed assurances to know if I was going to do this, that it was not going to hurt anybody else. Because I felt that I owed 19 other mothers, 19 other children, I owed them a security and a safety that I wasn't putting their child in any kind of danger.
In our school district and in most school districts today, universal precautions have to be practiced. That simply means that anytime a child vomits or has a bathroom accident or has a cut in their skin where body fluid may come out, in order to not get any communicable disease, we should handle that child with latex gloves.
Oh, Christopher, you color so nicely. Okay, now color this arm. Danielle, did you do this all by yourself?
We can't stop dealing with children because somebody in my school may be HIV positive. We can't stop hugging children because HIV might be there. HIV might be anywhere. AIDS is close to home for all of us. It was close to home for me. I had a nephew who died of AIDS in June 1990. His name was Ross Clayton. He was 31. He was a wonderful, beautiful person, and I miss him. When Tammy came to see me about Michael to tell me that he was HIV positive, my nephew had died 6 weeks prior to that.
1, 2.
Okay, wait a second. I'll give you 3, okay, when I'm ready. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. We're done.
She got it! Tony is my affected child. I think Tony has had to deal with more about AIDS than my son Michael has, and my son Michael has the disease.
See, Tony, first poke.
Good. Yeah, where's your needle?
When Tony was in kindergarten, there was a time where a mother found out that his mother, Tony's mom, me, was infected with AIDS, the AIDS virus. And she went around and called every mother in this classroom to inform them that Tony's mom has AIDS. And Tony's mom volunteers. And so I was told that maybe I should wear gloves and mask to class.
That mother was very uninformed. I think she was just speaking from panic. She had heard about Tammy and Michael having AIDS, and probably without even thinking of what she had heard about AIDS or read about AIDS, just jumped the gun and went and started panicking and called all the moms.
In kindergarten, you have a snack day where it's designated for each child, and Tony was so excited that his snack day was coming up. He wanted cupcakes, and he wanted to make them. And some mother called me up and said, don't make anything. We'll make sure that the children don't get them.
She was concerned about the snacks. She didn't want Tammy sending anything that was homemade for fear that she was going to infect the kids.
Do you remember what curious means? He's nosy, right. He always wants to know what everything is about. He wants to know everything. And he's always making a little
She really wanted to try to get Tony taken out of the class. This mother wanted to get a group of mothers together to go down to the school to confront the kindergarten teacher. I thought that was terrible. I did not go down there. the next morning. I didn't want to have anything to do with starting any kind of trouble. I had heard that there were no other moms that went down with her. No other moms went down.
You got to accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, latch on to the affirmative. Don't mess with Mr. In-Between. That's right. Accentuate the positive.
This is an important message from Mishkan. You can tell by how official the announcer sounds.
This time of year, people sometimes look for alternative ways to heat their homes. Ovens and grills are not intended for this and can be extremely dangerous. To be safe, use your furnace. If you're not using your furnace because you can't pay your bill, please call Mishkan.
I hope you listen carefully.
My name is Tammy Bacamino, and I've been doing AIDS awareness for the last 5 years in the state of Michigan to make people aware about AIDS. I'm sure people are getting sick of hearing about AIDS, but until we learn everything, it's not going to go away.
Some people who are HIV positive don't tell. They are embarrassed to tell, or they're afraid to tell. I know many young men whose families have totally disowned them. When they've come home to say, Mom and Dad, I have AIDS, or I'm HIV positive, and they turn them out of their home, and they never see them again. And their child goes away to die. It's like a wounded animal crawling away to die.
This is going to be your leading cause of death. This is going to be your brothers and sisters' leading cause of death. And this is going to be your children's leading cause of death. And the only vaccination against this for everybody
AIDS is not the biggest problem in my life. The problem is dealing with people who don't know about AIDS, who don't understand it, who choose not to learn about it. Education is the key to this disease. Ignorance, there's no excuse for ignorance anymore. I can see 5 years ago when people were first afraid. I understand that. But now, 5 years later, and here we are, we still have people afraid to come near our family, to let their children play with my children. I don't understand that.
In science and experiments, you can only change one variable at a time. Here's what we're going to do. When Tammy decided to go public, I didn't know a lot about it at all. I didn't know the difference between HIV and AIDS. I knew there was a very big stigma placed on it. At this time, the only person that we knew of, other than my sister, was Rock Hudson, and that is it. There was no
abs, the big arms, the broad shoulders. You know that.
That was a big relief, but in the same sense, it scared the hell out of me.
What's that color we had?
I wasn't embarrassed that my sister had the AIDS virus, but I didn't want her to publicly tell everyone.
And it's not too dark for shorter nails. I like it.
I've lost a few customers because of this. No one has really said anything to my face, but I was going through my mail and I got this letter that didn't have a return address, and it was addressed to me. When I opened it up, it was typed and it was highlighted that I should be using new nail files on each customer, and I have about 30, 40 customers, and that how to clean my instruments. It really upset me because I felt like someone didn't trust me, or they thought maybe they could get the AIDS virus through me, and that really hurt.
If it was just me infected with this disease, I would have never told a soul about this disease in my life. I would have kept it a secret until the day I died. It would have just been my family secret. But it wasn't just me. When my child was infected with this disease, I feel a responsibility to clean up the mess I made.
This is to Tammy. Do you still sleep with your husband?
Do I still have sex with my husband? I still have a marriage relationship with my husband, yes.
I'm tired. I am so tired of doing presentations, but
we were told in the beginning.
I don't care anything about me. I don't feel my aches and pains at night. I don't feel how tired I am. I'll stay up to midnight just to get the laundry done so that the boys can have an outfit they want to wear, or to get their birthday presents done, because I don't care about me. I caused this and my family.
And my children are my whole life. And without my children, I don't have a life. I don't want a life without my boys. Because they're my dream. And it's something that I did. And I will spend the rest of my life making it up to them. And I will spend the rest of my life changing the world for them. I got infected with AIDS because I was 20 years old and I got married before I should have gotten married. And I didn't listen to my family when they said, don't get married that young. Don't get married to this man. And I did it. And I was the unlucky one.
HIV's changed my life because I think it made me grow up a little bit quicker.
Do you like being a ballerina? What are you gonna be for Halloween?
One day a week, I volunteer at Children's Hospital every Tuesday, and we volunteer about 4 to 8 hours. When I play with the kids, I feel good about myself. I'm not scared anymore, and now I'm not afraid. I'm more tough about, if someone talks about the AIDS virus and I don't like it, I will come in and tell them the facts and tell them you're wrong, you cannot get it from this, and they'll fight and argue with me, but I will have to tell them they're wrong and tell them to go talk to a doctor, go read a magazine. You know, I feel life is short. I'm going to say what I have to say.
This isn't a secret brotherhood or a sisterhood or a society. Anyone is susceptible to getting HIV. Tammy got HIV. Her child, Michael, has HIV. Michael didn't do anything wrong, and Tammy didn't do anything wrong, and my nephew didn't do anything wrong.
You ready for your last bite?
AIDS has taught me about life more than it's taught me about death. And AIDS has taught me that if you can make the right choices, do so. I mean, learn. Be smart, be good, and learn. I see in my students lots of children that remind me of my sister at her age. And if I could go back and tell my sister something that could stop this, that would be what I wish. I can't go back. AIDS teaches you can never go back.
Up and down, boy. All right. We all are working together now. Michael goes to the doctor, I go. I'm Dr. Dad. Michael will only let me take out his IV. Geez, I couldn't imagine myself doing that a year ago. I love getting my children off to school, going down to the bus stop with them, with the dog, and all the kids running around, coming home early. I find myself wanting to spend more time at home, being together as one. Here, boy. Here, Chevy. Come on, Michael. Come on. Here, Chevy.
Close to Home was produced by HKO Media in cooperation with WKBD Fox 50. This program was underwritten by F&M Distributors.
Now, Pizza Hut is delivering all around the Detroit area.